the White House says possible sequester cuts could hit, including this place where parents are picking up their children.
The city council finally weighs in on a proposal to build a neighborhood Walmart downtown. Will it get a green light?
An unusual thing for Branson after a deceased body is found inside a hotel here on Highway 76.
Why it's now legal for college kids to pack heat on campuses in Arkansas. Next at 10.
You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
Well, a winter storm hits parts of the Ozarks while other areas may get little, if any, bad weather. Hello again, everybody. I'm David Oliver.
And I'm Ashley Katz. More than 20 schools have already canceled classes for tomorrow. Be sure to keep an eye on the bottom of your screen to see if your district is on there. But first, we need to go to Jamie Warner. He's in the Weather Lab. He's going to kind of break down where this storm is located, Jamie.
And first, a look at the MoDOT page. These are road conditions, and basically the roads that you see shaded in pink are snow covered. This is I-44 located right here. Many of the roadways north of I-44, particularly up toward Highway 54, are now snow covered and will stay snow covered overnight tonight into the morning hours on Tuesday due to persistent moderate to at times heavy snowfall, which is falling in those areas. This is where the heaviest of the snow is currently residing, right through here. We've even had some lightning strikes and some thunder with the snow in and around the Camdenton area. Areas further south here in Springfield, we've seen sort of a mix going between rain, sleet, and snow at times. Further south, it's mainly been rain, but there's probably some sleet mixing in as well. South of I-44, temperatures are just barely above freezing. Winter weather advisories are in effect, and again, when we wake up tomorrow morning here in Springfield, likely some snow on the ground with that light snow continuing in the morning before tapering off in the afternoon. A look at snowfall totals coming up.
Jamie, thanks. We can also tell you that in Springfield, a public works crew plans to be ready around 3 a.m. in case anything is falling. The workers hope to keep the streets clear for your morning commute. Also tonight, new at 10, rainy weather may have contributed to a fire truck crash. This happened around 4 o'clock on I-44 in Lawrence County. A sergeant with the Missouri Highway Patrol says a car going east there lost control and broadsided the fire truck. The truck was trying to turn around there in the emergency crossover. Nobody in the fire truck was hurt, but the driver of the car is hospitalized.
Politics in Washington could hit families picking up kids from Head Start. That program helps children in low-income families get early education, but massive budget cuts known as the sequester kick in on Friday if there's no deal. New at 10, Kevin Schwaller shows the list includes millions of dollars in cuts to Missouri this year, Kevin.
And on that list, about 8,000 civilian Department of Defense employees could be furloughed in the state. The cuts also could reach to protections for clean air and water in Missouri and to the Show Me State's kids.
All kinds of political issues, hard to explain to people what the effect will be on the agency, because until we find out more information, we don't know.
That's Executive Director of the Ozarks Area Community Action Corporation, Carl Rosenkrantz. Despite trying to find out what the automatic cuts known as the sequester would do to the Head Start program's OCAC runs, he still can't get a direct answer. The White House's public estimate is 1,200 kids in Missouri will have to get out of Head Start if Congress can't reach a deal to avoid the sequester.
It's like a game of chicken without cars. It's with people instead of cars. And the people are going to get hurt because everything will come at the last minute, and we will be forced to make some cuts if possible to adjust to whatever is coming down.
And it's more than just the Head Start program. The White House also has a list of other programs in Missouri that face cuts.
The White House estimates Army base operation funding would be cut by $56 million in Missouri. Air Force operations would take a $14 million cut. Missouri would lose nearly $12 million for primary and secondary education, putting teacher and aide jobs at risk. The White House also says the state could lose $10.8 million for teachers, aides, and staff who help kids with disabilities if the sequester goes through. Republican Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal commented,
I think that the president needs to stop trying to scare the American people, that absolutely you can cut less than 3% without all these awful consequences.
For now, uncertainty.
We're still operating programs, providing assistance to people.
The question is, what happens March 1st? It's still something Rosenkrantz can't answer. Now, the cuts won't all hit right on day one. The president himself has said that other things that face cuts in Missouri include work-study, law enforcement, child care, vaccines for kids, and nutrition assistance for seniors.
Kevin, thanks. President Obama claims because of the budget cuts, companies are preparing for layoffs and families are planning to cut back on expenses. But Republicans say the president is using scare tactics.
The president says we have to have another tax increase in order to avoid the sequester. Well, Mr. President, you got your tax increase. It's time to cut spending here in Washington.
These cuts do not have to happen. Congress can turn them off anytime with just a little bit of compromise.
The sides do not appear close to having a deal.
And now more political news here at 10 tonight. A subcommittee of the Missouri House has voted down 2 bills that would have expanded Medicaid here in the state. Democrats supported the bills, saying federal money would provide health care to more Missourians and also, they say, help boost the economy. Republicans, which control the legislature, opposed the measures because they do not like the federal health care law. Republicans are expected to introduce their own Medicaid reform proposal coming up tomorrow. Missouri's lieutenant governor wants more money to find waste in the state government. Peter Kinder has asked a House subcommittee on the budget to increase his office's budget. He says that money will pay for a website to get tips about wasteful state government spending. Kinder believes he needs about $38,000 to accomplish this. He says the website is ready to launch.
New at 10, Springfield City Council has passed a controversial rezoning issue that will make way for a new Walmart neighborhood market. By a vote of 5-4, the council approved the zoning change that will allow Walmart to build at the corner of Campbell Avenue and Grand Street. It was standing room only tonight at Old City Hall, but still a much smaller crowd than the last public hearing. A total of 5 people signed up to speak tonight. Only those who didn't talk at the last meeting could weigh in tonight. Just before the vote, 5 council members and the mayor explained their stance.
It is not government's role to tell businesses how and when to compete with each other. It's not.
And I am pro-business. We should say no. It states that in our city charter that we all swore to, and we have the responsibility now to do what's best for our citizens, not what's best for an outside company to come to town.
Calvary Temple Church currently sits on the land where the new store would be built. When completed, this will be the 5th Walmart neighborhood market in Springfield.
Gas prices are down slightly from this time last week. The website MissouriGasPrices.com says tonight the average statewide is $3.63 for a gallon of regular unleaded. That's down 1.5 cents. The national average is $3.72.
A homicide investigation is taking place in Branson. Cleaning crews discovered a 63-year-old woman in a guest room at the Ramada Resort and Conference Center Sunday. That hotel is located on the Branson Strip. Color 10's Lindsay Klein learned the woman's husband is now a person of interest.
There was quite a few police down in number 3 building all day yesterday.
It's not something that usually happens in Branson.
And it's been about 3 years ago, maybe.
But this past weekend, things in this usually peaceful town were a little bit different.
A female body had been discovered in one of the guest rooms.
A homicide took place inside one of these hotel rooms. A 63-year-old woman was found dead.
I can't go into the cause or manner of death at this point. That is a critical piece of information in an investigation of this nature that we would not want to reveal at this time.
The woman and her husband recently moved to Branson from Southern California. They checked into this hotel on Thursday and were due to check out on Sunday.
Which is what prompted the cleaning crews to go to the room, and that's when she was discovered.
The Rowdy Beaver serves Ramada's breakfast.
It's usually real calm and mellow.
Some staff there were called to the hotel when the victim was found Sunday afternoon.
I've never heard of no one getting hurt or anything here on this property before.
The woman's husband is being considered a person of interest.
They just showed me his driver's license, a picture of his driver's license, and asked me if I had seen him in here. He looked familiar, but I couldn't be 100% that he was in here or not. I see so many faces come in and out.
And now police are left trying to put the pieces together as the investigation continues.
He may still be in the area, we don't know. Our first goal is to try and locate him and speak to him. Not knowing if he was involved or if he's a victim himself is something we have to sort through and determine.
Police have not released any names at this time, but they do not believe the public is in any danger. Detectives say that the woman's husband may be driving a blue 2006 Dodge Durango with California license 5WRF678. If you have any information, you can contact Detective Sean Barnwell at this number, 417-337-8593, or use that anonymous tip line, the number 417-334-1085.
The man shot and killed by Springfield police officers last week was on parole for burglary. Police say 29-year-old Martin Potts began firing at officers as they tried to serve that search warrant on Friday over on West Grand. Now, he grazed one officer before being killed. Police say Potts was suspected of a burglary and truck theft early Friday morning. That's what led to the search warrant. All the officers involved in that shooting are now on administrative leave, which is standard. Autopsies are scheduled tomorrow for 3 people found dead in a North Springfield house that burned over the weekend. A woman and 2 young children were found in this home over on North Texas and Lynn on Saturday. The names of the victims and the cause of the fire have not been released. Police are involved in the investigation because the fire department cannot say for sure if those victims died as a result solely of that fire.
Arkansas is close to allowing guns on college campuses.
Yeah, the state Senate approved a bill today. The special clause included in that proposal and where Arkansas's governor stands on the issue.
And if you haven't already found Color 10 on Facebook, it is easy to do. Here's how you do it. Look for the Facebook icon on ozarksfirst.com and like our page. New at 10, Arkansas State Senate sends a bill to Governor Beebe allowing guns on college campuses.
But David Goins found out this legislation might not really change life on campus all that much.
The University of Arkansas at Little Rock doesn't allow guns on campus, and Chancellor Joel Anderson says he has no plans to change the rule, even after the Senate today took action to allow faculty and staff with concealed carry permits to bring guns into the classroom.
It certainly is not far-reaching as the universities would like.
State Senator Bart Hester presenting the bill on behalf of Fayetteville Representative Charlie Collins, who says his legislation will prevent the next crazed killer from targeting an Arkansas college campus.
But the universities, 2-year and 4-year, and the state police have agreed to remain neutral on this bill.
To get it passed, Collins allows for both private and public universities to have the final say in the form of an opt-out. If the Board of Trustees votes every year to ban guns, campus life won't change that much for students at all. But with a 31-4 vote this afternoon, state law leans now in favor of allowing weapons into university classrooms.
And Governor Mike Beebe has indicated he will sign that bill into law.
And time now for another check of the weather and another winter storm heading our way, Jamie.
Yeah, and right now, watching an evolving scenario. These storms are always evolving, and our estimates as to where the heaviest snows will be is always evolving. And it looks like we could see maybe some heavier snowfall totals a bit further south. I'll show you my original forecast and how I'm kind of leaning coming up after the break.
And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, we have run the gamut. All kinds of weather, including a little severe weather this afternoon down to our south and northern Arkansas, but most of it's just been the rain and the snow and the sleet and the lightning and even some rainbows. This was a photo that was sent in by Lisa Cox. Nevada, this was 1 to 2 inches earlier this afternoon. I think the latest report I've seen is 4 inches on the ground. This was a shot out of Monette. Now, we saw this scene repeated across much of southwest Missouri, including here in Springfield, where we'd get these convective showers that would come in. We'd get quite a bit of sleet that would occur in a short period of time, and it would actually cover up surfaces for a time before that sleet would kind of slow down, and then it would try to melt away. In this case, in Monette. Thank you, Mary Sims, for that photo. And then late this afternoon, actually got some sunshine before the sun went down. and we got a rainbow. Not just a rainbow, a double rainbow. You can see the primary bow right here, but there's another one located right about in here. This was in the Rogersville area, but many areas in and around Springfield saw this. Now, here's what it looks like right now on radar. A break here in the Springfield area, an opportunity to get your dog out for a walk before the next round of rain, sleet, or snow moves across Greene County. Currently, the heaviest of this is occurring up towards areas along Highway 54. We'll sort of box this area in for you. Basically, areas from St. Clair County through Hickory County. You can see Henry County over through Camden County, looking at areas of moderate to maybe even at times heavy snowfall. At this time, I don't see any lightning strikes, but I have seen some lightning strikes this evening in those areas. And areas from basically maybe Hickory County east across Morgan, Marys, Miller counties. In this area, we've already seen about 2 to 3 inches of snowfall. And some of that is on the roadways, too. So some dangerous travel already to our north up toward Highway 54. Further south, a lot of what you see south of I-44 here is rain and has been rain, but we are mixing certainly some sleet and maybe even some snow in across Webster and Wright counties, probably mainly rain in the West Plains area. Here in Branson, we had some sleet mixing in earlier on in the afternoon. Looks like another round of showers, probably with some sleet beginning to come into the area. Now, there's 2 systems I'm watching. One right here. This is going to be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning system. The most important storm, though, is the one here located in southern Oklahoma. The upper level low is located right here. Oftentimes, though, you have to watch out for these bands of heavy snow to develop on the northwest side of an upper level low when it closes off. That's what's happened. That upper level low will be tracking to the south of the Ozarks. That means there will be some potential for these bands of heavier snowfall to at least come across probably the northern half of the Ozarks overnight tonight. Let's put this into motion for you, show you how things should evolve. We should see a gradual transition in areas that are getting rain now to snow as the night wears on. And by sunrise, I think most of the area is looking at snow. And I think there could be some heavier snow, maybe down into the southwestern corner of Missouri than what we've been thinking previously. That snow should taper off to flurries during the afternoon, and then round 2 of light snow comes across the area, I think Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Now, with this first round of snow, here's what I'm thinking as far as snowfall totals. The heaviest amounts will be up toward Highway 54 and just north, where we could see maybe as much as a foot or more of snowfall, but we may have to bend down some of these heavier snowfall totals a little bit further south into the southwestern corner of Missouri. Maybe areas like Aurora. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't pick up 4, possibly 5 inches. Here in Springfield, maybe 2 to 3 inches of wet snowfall, while areas further southeast will likely not see anything from a Branson to Salem line and south. Now, temperatures tonight will drop to about freezing. It looks like tomorrow not getting much above, about 35 for the high. Light snow comes through Tuesday night and Wednesday. Temperatures remain cold. We get a little break on Thursday with more flurries possible Thursday night into Friday. Finally seeing this winter scenario begin to shut down, I think, this weekend.
So be careful tomorrow morning. This could all shift.
I think especially along and north of I-44, likely snow on the ground and likely roads impacted by some of that snow, although I think as the day wears on, that snow will tend to melt off the roads.
Okay, thanks, Jamie.
Thanks.
Well, it's playoff time for high school basketball.
Dan Lucy has your district highlights plus your timeout responses next.
And now, the Chevy Dealer Sports Report with Dan Lucy.
Missouri's bigger high schools have joined the smaller schools in the state championship tournament. Class 4 and 5 schools tipping off district play tonight. The smaller schools continuing their playoffs later this week. Down in Branson, Class 5, District 11 on the boys. Ozark and Glendale in the quarterfinal. Falcons swinging it around, and Nathaniel Nagy with the 3. Glendale was on top early. Ozark running the floor. Jacob Neidig to Nick Cookingham for the basket, and the Tigers were in front 4-3. Ozark taking it inside to Brett Krisick off the screen and the layup. It was a 6-3 Tiger lead. Glendale trying to keep pace from the perimeter. Anthony Skipworth with the 3 from the top of the arc. It was 8-6 Falcons, but Ozark's Neidig again. Check it out. The shot fake, and then just strong to the rack. No one there. Easy 2. Ozark wins 88-67. Tigers will face Nixa Thursday. In the semifinals, Class 5 District 12 girls semis, Neosho against Willard. Wildcats have the lead in the second quarter. Morgan Rogers with the 3. It was 14-8 Neosho. Willard, though, answers Shelby Barrett to Amber Percival to Mariah Stewart for the jump hook. It was a 14-10 Wildcat game. Neosho's Morgan Rathman then turns the corner here, stops and pops. It's a 6-point Wildcat lead, but Willard trying to get back in it. The Tigers inside to Stewart again. This time she kicks it out to Rachel Williamson for the 3. It was a 3-point deficit, and Willard comes back to win this game, the final 37-33. Now taking a look at the Misha Class 4 district bracket there, actually Class 5, Willard advances to play Parkview in the district title game on Thursday night. The Vikings won 62-38 over Central. Today the Valley named Tiana Snow as its newcomer of the week. Snow's a freshman from Blue Springs, averaged 19.5 points, 6.5 boards, 5 steals in the Lady Bears' 2 wins last week. Snow broke Jackie Stiles' single-game record with 18 free throws against the Salukis. 10th-ranked Evangel Crusaders in action tonight at home against 20th-ranked Mid-America Nazarene. It's a makeup game for one that was snowed out on Thursday. Evangel wrapped up the Heart of America regular season title, has home court advantage in the conference tournament over the weekend. Tonight, former Attorney General John Ashcroft in the house. Crusaders on a roll early. Victor Agbazi with the 3. 25-18 Evangel. Mid-America Nazarene would answer with David Clark. Steps inside the 3-point line, long 2. It's a 5-point game. Evangel's Agbazi drives to the hole, misses the shot. Corey Tillery there for the board, the bucket. 27-20 Crusaders. Then Zach Klein, 3 from the top of the arc, 30-22 Evangel. Agbazi again, check it out. He gets into the lane, the one-handed floater, and the foul. Pioneers go on to win, though, 99-92 on the women's side. Mid-America Nazarene wins 63-52. Now back to our timeout at 6 o'clock. We talked about the reports out of San Francisco saying that the Niners have a deal in place to trade quarterback Alex Smith. The team reportedly dancing with Kansas City Chiefs. It's got to be fantastic news. The Chiefs need to make this deal and get Alex Smith and the Chiefs red and gold ASAP. It's a simple fact. Chiefs need a quarterback who's a proven winner in the National Football League, and the Chiefs need that guy now. And he needs to be up to speed and ready to win when training camp starts in August. In my opinion, ain't nothing wrong with Alex Smith. Look at him right there. He could be a Chief. Chiefs should deal a couple of draft picks, throw in Matt Castle, get some Gates barbecue. Let's do it. I asked for your opinion. Eddie says, hey, I sent you back this on February 4th. It's time now for the Chiefs to go ahead and announce our future QB, Mr. Alex Smith. That's all. I rest my case, sir. Smith to KC. Okay. Bill says Chiefs need to make the trade ASAP. The Chiefs appreciate talent more than the Niners do. I see big things in the Chiefs' future if this happens. And Bob says, of course the Chiefs should go for Alex Smith. Just don't give the 49ers a bunch of draft picks, but throw in a couple of laps of old war paint, the horse. Solidify the deal. At least Smith is a proven commodity. Any college QBs in the draft will, at best, be a work in progress. Let's do it right now.
Boy, it couldn't hurt, could it now?
That's right.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Well, we'll be right back.